about your growth or about your scale. And as you may know that 75%, if not more, of businesses, they don't sell, right? And it's because of the same problem, the operating trap that you have as an owner, that you're wearing different hats. And honestly, we only have 24/7 and we don't have the time, 8 hours a week. Some people have families and they don't have the time to grow. So they're the bottleneck, right? So I'll give you the strategics that you can think about from now on and start thinking, okay, how can I grow with partnerships? How can I grow with key employees? And I'll go over that as we go along. So what you're going to be learning today is how to create scalable systems, especially now with AI. It's no excuse. The only excuse I see is like, I don't have time to learn AI. I don't understand and I don't know how to create systems, how do AI agents work. And I'll go over that as well. And how mergers and acquisitions, roll-ups, I'll explain roll-ups also as I go through, can help you evaluate your business and a higher multiple number, right? So I'll give you the the steps framework in the operations of your business. So you start thinking about it that way. So I'll go to the next slide. So this is the grow, scale, exit map. So if you can see, you're here, company, and the company, and I put 1X, because for example, if you're making $500,000 and you want to sell your company, they're going to give you $500,000 of profit because that's what you're making. But the worst scenario is that if you're the owner operator and you're making $500,000 in profits and you want to sell your company and you tell the buyer, okay, who's going to, where are you going? Like, oh, I want to retire. I want to exit. Okay, so who's going to manage your company? Because if you step out of the company collapses. So you're not selling a business. You're not selling systems. And that's the reason why the business don't exit, they don't sell. And imagine you've been working for that business for 20 years, you have family, you want to retire, and you're depending on that company for you to retire. That business is going to close. No buyers are going to want to get you because then there is no business inside if you're not present. So as you grow, you organically, which means like by referrals, you have to handle relationships as well and word of mouth, but that's organically, that's local, right? So your business might be worth, if you have a system inside, 2 times that $500,000, which 500,000. So 2 times mean they're gonna give you 1 million. 3 times means they're gonna give you 1.5. But guess what, guys? There is a better way to exit. It's a better way to grow and scale. Operations, the third column here. The operations is the most critical one, and that's why it has the biggest column in this slide. Because that means that, okay, the operations now can be done with AI automation. You have to handle payroll. Sometimes you outsource the payroll, but that means that you're going to pay and increase your cost to pay a professional to handle for you. And a lot of people, small, medium businesses cannot do that, or they're thinking about it, but they don't have the budget to do that. So they cannot employ somebody else. They have to cut costs and then they start letting go of employees in order for them to outsource the payroll, right? Now you have the bookkeeping, and you know what? Bookkeeping right now, a lot of people are putting all the bookkeeping in AI, and it does the bookkeeping for you. But a lot of people don't know how. They're just still paying for bookkeeping because they think like AI is gonna make mistakes. That's why you have, you have a bookkeeper probably that you pay less, but they oversee with AI right now. And then you have lawyers. A lot of people think that, oh my God, I'm gonna have to pay $500 per hour to have a lawyer. That's not true. I don't know if you heard Tony Roma saying it's not about resources. It's about how you outsource when you don't know what to do. I work with Legal Chill, and they have businesses, lawyers that you can pay. I believe it's like $80 per month, if not 40. I don't remember right now. And you have a lawyer in your hands. You have a problem in your business, you call your lawyer because you're paying for a membership there, and then you have them accessible. So it's about resourcefulness. And then you have the insurance. Some people don't carry insurance. Sometimes BOP insurance that they can cover all your offices is $500 per year. And again, like a lot of people don't carry that because they don't have the budget to do so, right? But again, the bottleneck is the business owner trying to do everything. And I will teach you today how can you get out of that trap. So the way that we help businesses is like we implement voice, which is improving the customer service. And it's automatic. And a lot of people don't like when you call a company and it's automatic, and it's actually getting better now. And you don't have to push in the automation. It's amazing. I've been cold calling just to check out all the businesses around me. And 1 out of 20 people, owners, answers the phone, one of them. And it's an easy fix with the voice because they can leave a voice message, they can transfer it to the other key employee that you have. And if you're the only one answering the phone calls, then you can have them in a schedule and say, I'll call you at this time, or they can pick the schedule and it's already in your schedule there. So you don't miss any calls. Now, after we implement the voice, which is improving the customer service, we do what we call tech stack. The tech stack is basically a sequence from A, B, C, D, etc., from where the customer calls, and all the systems that you're using, all the CRMs, how are they going into a sequence, and it's not disorganized. We make it organized. We consolidate. If you have many, for example, for enterprises or people who have different locations, we consolidate one phone service, for example. And then when you're paying too much for that phone service, then we look for a provider that you can pay less. So we lower the cost. So as we lower the cost and we organize your operational system, then now you can grow. Now you can employ more people. Now you can pay for AI agents or AI automation. After you have that organized, we go to number 3, marketing and branding sales. Marketing and sales is the most important thing for you to grow. But if you don't have the voice or the customer service already set up for a good experience, and all your operations sequence, it's not organized. So guess what happened? You're going to have a high demand, but bad reviews. Customers are going to start being upset with the company. They're going to leave you. They're not going to come back, and they're not going to give you referrals. So the cycle continues, but you continue being the solopreneur, or even if it's 2 partners, you're not going to grow, right? Because nobody's going to refer you. You're going to have bad reviews. So the first thing that we fix, that's why we fix, is like the customer service, the tech stack, and then we move to marketing and sales, and everything is automated. That means that instead of you being the one person doing the marketing, because that's just one job, you can't do it by yourself. You can have your key employee, you can promote, instead of letting them go because of AI, you promote them and say, you know what, can you oversee my marketing and sales? AI is going to do everything for you. What AI does is plug into all your social media. It does the post for you every day, or however you want the AI agent to do it for you. You tell it, it's like an employee, and say, hey, can you run this ad? Can you create ads? And basically, honestly, AI can see trends that you cannot see, research in seconds for you, and what topics are hot right now, what's eye-catchy right now. So even if you hire an employee for that, it's better to have AI do it for you, because then it's going to create the best posts for you. It's going to send it in different links and all the email pipeline that you have. It's going to send it to the leads that you have in your emails, right? And that goes to number 4 now. Oh, before I go to number 4, branding is going to be important. Branding, if you're not branding yourself, people are not going to trust you. It's a jungle out there, guys. It's a jungle. Like, you see so much stuff out there that you're like, I don't trust anybody now. But if you're branding and then you have good reputation, guess what? I have no problem buying your book. I have no problem buying your product or your services, because I know you, I've seen you, and I hear people and I see their reviews, and I got no brainer. I'll work with you. So you don't have that friction that a lot of people are gonna have. So branding is gonna become super important in the AI era for you to survive, and not just having all the AI systems. Branding is so important. And that's how you start making growing profits and sharing. So your company valuation is increasing. And when you have all this set up and you're growing and branding and people trust you, guess what? You're going to have other bigger companies come to you and try to buy you. And you say, no, I don't want you to buy me 100%. Why don't you buy me 25%? Why not? Because they have bigger system. You're not going to be by yourself anymore. You're going to tap into their network, into their systems, and then you're not going to be a solopreneur anymore. And guess what? In 2 years, that 20% that you gave away is going to become 75%. So your company, instead of you owning 100% of $500,000 company, now you're probably going to be owning a $5 million company all combined together, because you joined them. You let a piece of your company go, but because they want you guys. Otherwise, they're not going to look at you. They're going to look to the next one that's doing better. And
I think that's a really good point to bring up, is I think a lot of times when we think about, we want to grow our businesses, but when we think about some selling it at some point in the future, we think about just selling it outright and retiring. But I loved that you bring in this growth strategy that we can sell a part of our company so that we can have perhaps an influx of cash to do more of the things that we want to do in our business. I also wanted to point out that I really appreciate the roadmap that you laid out, because it involves operations. Like, if you don't have that operations piece, you're breaking promises. You can do a fantastic job with branding yourself. Branding is the story that you tell people of what it's like to work with you. And then the marketing comes in, and that's the promise you're making. If you work with me, this is the outcomes you're going to have. But if you don't have operations, then the moment people are onboarded, they're seeing this discrepancy between what they were promised and what's being delivered. So I love that you cover all of that first as the basics to growth. And then now we're going into this first strategy of, maybe you don't want to need to sell your whole company. Maybe you can just sell a partial company. So before I let you go on, I want to read to you the different people in the different industries that are on the call, because you'll keep that in mind and maybe think about applying it as we go. So we've got a business coach. We've got a couple of financial planners or financial strategists. We have about 3 marketing people, a speaker trainer. We have an AI professional as well, a business strategist, and a marketing and branding strategist. And then another marketing person. So that kind of gives you an idea of who's in the room, Damaris.
Yeah, and I believe that the AI people, the marketing, the branding, they're gonna agree with me, right? For sure.
Yep.
So I'll remember the coaches too, because there is something called the voice, or the twin, or the you clone yourself. That's a good one for coaches. But I'll continue here. Thank you, the one, for letting me know the industries we have here.
Mhm.
So after you start growing, you don't stop there. You have to still keep your retention, keep your clients, keep them happy, and you have to make sure that you don't forget about them. You automate emails and saying happy birthday, happy Independence Day, and that's automation. You only have to do it once for the whole year, right? Because you already have your CRM. with a lot of a list of emails. And then you have to do the follow-ups. You can do reviews with them. You can do, ask for referrals from them. And the best part is that if you have that pipeline of people, a lot of them are going to be customers, prospects, and dead leads. You can do add-on services, right? Let's say, for example, that you have a roofing company. And then you go to a house and fix the roof. But you see the windows, they need some work. You see the fences, they need some work. And you walk away. You're letting money on the table. Only because you don't work with fence, you don't have a fence company. That doesn't mean that there is affiliation with these companies. You can buy your competition and say, you know what, honey, I fix your roof. I see that you need some fence fixing. And guess what? You already have a customer who trusts you, and the next time they're gonna say yes. Oh, I don't have the money. No problem. I have a financing company with you, a third party. They'll pay you as a roofing company as a fencing company. They'll pay you, and then they'll start paying like a credit card to the other company. And both of you had the customer twice. And then you see the windows, you had the customer you had three profits in there, but you don't have the windows company. You affiliate with that company and say, hey, I have a customer for you. You sign an agreement, you get 20% of the profits or whatever you agree upon. So it's so many different creative ways. But if you don't have the time, because you don't have the AI systems in place and you don't have employees, or maybe you have one, then you're not gonna grow. But I want you to start thinking in this way, in different ways that you can, grow your company. So once you have all that and you have your operations well done and smoothly and good experience for you and the customers, even for your employees, then now you can scale. And as I say,
I think that's really key part that you brought out too, because like sometimes you're just in your business and you don't have time to do anything. But if we implement some of the tools that like Dr. Eric talks about almost every week on here and that you're mentioning today, like that can free up our time to think of other things. So when you think of industries like financial planners and business coaches, what kind of things do you see as potential revenue engines for those kinds of companies? Like the first thing that comes to my mind is creating evergreen courses around some of your knowledge base if you were, a financial strategist, or creating courses around business coaching and business success if you were a business coach. But do you have any other out of the box type ideas for things like that, of how these types of people can grow?
yeah, so we're going back to the marketing and branding, right? You automate, if you want to be and you want to have your face there is a AI platforms where you speak for like 10 seconds just for the AI to see your face, and then you talk to get your voice, and then you can have this AI duplicate you, right? And if you want to educate people, do a video. You have YouTube for free. You can brand yourself. You can have AI making all these videos for you, and then put them in the same, platform, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, all of them. And the only thing that you have to do is just put a little bit of time, or having somebody who can help you and put that time in there for you to create your image and your voice, and then AI will do it for you. You don't have to create that many videos unless you want to. AI will do it for you, and that's how you start branding. But most of the branding is education. If you are a financial planner, go to Reddit, ask AI, copy paste all, ask AI, go to Reddit, give me the 5 top problems of businesses related to financial planner or financial planning. It will give you the top 5. So when you focus on those top 5, make AI do videos for you. And you don't have to show your face if you don't want to. It can be educational videos with an automated avatar, right? And then once you start doing the branding, opportunities will come to you, because that's when the marketing and branding comes along. And if you're a solopreneur for coaches, for example, clone yourself. Put all the material, everything that you know in it. So when somebody calls, unless it's, therapies, mental stuff like that, probably it's 911, but they call and say, hey, I'm ex Eric's twin. How can I help you? And literally, guys, that twin of yours sometimes answers the questions better than yourself, because honestly, we have limited brains, better than AI, obviously, but the AI has so much capacity, so much research. And then you can be in a call with these people. I know somebody who say, I don't work. I put my twin in there, all my AI systems, and I go on vacation and I only have to oversee and get relationships and bring more customers. And he's a coach. And all the phone calls 24/7. Hey, I have a problem. How would you solve it? Oh, you're a member and you're going to have the answer right away, right there. And you're not even there. You're not even present. So those are the things that you can do right now. Even a book. You can make a book in a week now, less than that. Because you're the expert, you have the material, so you have to be able to give to people knowledge through books. And that's another profit for you, because you can sell that book and you're more trustable and you're branding, right? So let's go back to the slide. And there is many different ways you can scale.
I
Joint
had to laugh.
ventures.
I had to laugh, Damaris, when you mentioned Eric's twin because Eric actually has an AI
Oh, you
twin
do, Eric.
and it's very talented. It's
Yes, I
multilingual.
do.
I saw him laughing too. I'm like, okay. Yeah, that's true, Eric. It's
It's
amazing.
it is. It's a game changer to free up your time. 24/7, it can be available to your customers or prospects, which is
Yeah.
really powerful.
And big people like Tony Robbins, all these people are doing twins now, and we have access to their brain just
Mhm.
by, I don't know if they're doing membership or they're just being pro bono, where they give it for free. And you can call Tony Robbins now and say, hey, I have a
Mhm.
problem.
Mm,
Isn't that
Awesome.
amazing? And you
yeah,
can do it too. Like, this is for everybody, not just
that's
for famous people.
that's really leverage. It really is
Right.
leveraging your time and your knowledge and yep.
Right, exactly. So as many different ways to scale. You can have key employees, you can vet them and give them some equity, 3%, for example, 1% each year they help you grow. That's another way. Because if I have a key employee, I don't want to let them go. Good employees are taken from you if you
Yeah,
don't take care of them.
it's
And
true.
then you can buy through acquisitions. You can buy new locations, suppliers, new competitors, other complementary businesses, or you don't have to buy them 100%. If you're doing this good and then you see another company is smaller than you
Yep.
can buy them too, because you say, hey, let's grow together. I'll buy you 25% with everything I have. I'll help you grow and we both grow because you're complementary to me. Or you buy them 100%. So it all depends what
So,
you feel
so
like
let's
doing.
let's slow down on this idea a little bit because I feel like this was a key idea when you and I talked. So here you are, you have a marketing branding company and you're doing fine. And you know down the road that you're going to want to sell your business. So that's your strategy. And businesses that are larger will sell for more money. So you've already created this infrastructure, you've got your operations down pat, so that when people come to work with you, your brand promises that you've made, they're fulfilled.
Mhm.
You have onboarding and you've got happy people because the promises are being kept. So you want to grow so, in the same way that you don't have to outright buy another company to acquire it, you can go out to smaller marketing companies. Is this what you're saying, Damaris, and offer an influx of cash to them, buy for 10% or 25%, and now you may have something to offer them. Maybe you don't have to do the cash influx. Maybe you're just offering the infrastructure of your business operations because maybe that's why they haven't scaled yet. And now you're part of this bigger conglomerate that in the end, you don't know how things will work out by the time you're ready to sell. Is that kind of, did I accurately just re-describe the conversation that you and I had about the way to think about acquisitions?
Yes. And let's say you're a marketing company. You can plug into an accounting firm. It doesn't necessarily have to be like another marketing company unless, well, marketing company, yes, you can buy a competition because they have a list of customers, right? And you can buy them partially, but you will buy them because they need help. And you've been through it, you've done it, you're already growing and scaling. So you can buy them, let's say 30% and work with the list of customers they have. You split the profit. And then what happens is that you start offering add-on services, because now instead of having 100,000 customers in your pipeline, you buy another small one that has 50,000. So now you have 150,000, and you can offer these 50,000 other add-on services that then the marketing that the company that you're trying to buy, they don't have it. So you both grow. Now you're not by yourself. Now you have two partners, and there's two companies, and they're growing together. But you have to make sure that I usually buy on that, but I buy on the person too, on the other business owner, because some of them, you can tell they have the drive, they want to grow, they have the energy, and those are the people that I'm like, okay, I think you have potential, let's work together. Mm-hmm. So you can buy, let's say, an accounting firm. It's in your list. It's in your debt list. You can call them and say, hey, how's business doing? Oh, it's a slow down. Why? Yeah, I don't have customers. I'm a marketing agency. Listen, let's work together.
Yeah.
Right? I buy you 25%. We're not competition. You grow and I grow. Or let's affiliate. They don't want to get bought. Affiliate and say, if I send you customers, let's sign an agreement. 20% of the profit is mine, but you have a new customer forever. Right? So as many different creativity is the limit in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that, for those of you who join us regularly on Thursdays, I think you're probably starting to see that a lot of what we talk about, like these are just good business practices and they build on each other. So a few weeks ago, we had a meeting about finding a good referral partner. So let's say that marketing agent went out, or that marketing branding specialist went out and found that great referral partner in the accountant, and they're doing good, they're passing business back and forth. But now Damaris just opened up a whole new insight for us. Like at some point in the future, you're going to call up that partner, ask them how they're doing for business, and maybe they're not doing as well. And that creates now this other opportunity for, kind of like buying into the company and working together to help their company grow. So it's just interesting to me how once you're in a place where there's good business practices and good business sense, the ideas start really working on each other, or working together with each other and multiplying. So
Right.
I'm glad that we're talking about some of this. I want to make sure today that we talk fully about the strategy of roll-ups, because that was something that was interesting to me too. So
Yeah.
I don't know where you are with your slides and everything, but I just thought I'd interject that in case people have questions along the way
Yeah,
too.
and I'll give you another idea. The way I've grown businesses, I'll give you an example in the insurance, in the registration too in California. When I was doing the merges there, the roll-up, I didn't go to individual customers. I went to leads. Let's say if I had an insurance agency, I bought other ones. And then instead of me trying to get one customer at a time, I went to a registration place and say, you deal with registration, with autos. Send me customers because you don't have insurance. And they start sending me. Even the competition and State Farm, they didn't do the liquor liability. They did the general liability. I partner with them and I say, you do the general liability, I'll do the liquor liability. And I always respect their customers. That's how you create trust. Your competition is not your competition. So try to get leads instead of individual customers. People who they have the list and customers that you want. And talk to them and say, hey, you have customers. let's add on my services and we split the profit, right? So it's so many ideas out here. I hope you're taking notes because that will help you. They will send you, you have to have one relationship with the lead and they will send you customers all the time. Imagine you have 10 relationships, people that you work with that they have your customers' emails, the list that the customers that you're actually looking for. So the last section will be the exit. There's different ways to exit. And that's, you pass it to family, you do ESOPs. ESOPs are like you sell it to the employees. A partial of your company. I don't want to go into much detail, but it's tax benefits there. You can sell it for a huge amount of money and still own it as a passive money, and then you can retire, right? And then we have a strategic buyers, what we were talking about, people, bigger companies that they see your potential and they want to buy you 100%. You say, no, buy me 40%. I'll own 60%, and you're going to grow for sure. And then you have roll-ups, I'll go through it. And then we have IPO, which is public companies. And let's see the next line. So this is the owner's journey. You start as an owner, startup, then you become an operator, doing things you don't like. And then the manager, more work. And that's okay because you gain experience. But if you're stuck as a manager, become the CEO. The CEO make relationships and get key employees to work in the company for you. You don't work inside the company, you work on the company. And there's another level above the company when you become an investor, right? So after CEO, you become an investor. You don't deal with any customer service. You invest in other companies now because you know how to grow and scale now. And then you become a board member. You sit in a chair and say your knowledge. You speak your knowledge. And you get paid thousands, if not millions of dollars just by sitting in that chair twice a year, every quarter, depending. And then you have royalties, distributions, profits that you're just in your house and the bank account is just filling up from all this stuff, on all the chairs that you're sitting, right? And then you have an exit. But guess what? You're going to walk out. You decide to continue working because you love what you do, or you stop, but you still have those royalties coming to you into your bank account, endless, right? And people still going to look after you because you have a knowledge you should be sharing with the world. And who knows, you become a philanthropist. I mean, it goes on and on and on. So think about where you are. Think about where you want to be. If you already have a business, think of the exit that you want and work from there. Because if you don't have an exit in mind, you're just going to flow with the wind. You're going to get tired. You're going to retire without money. And you're going to burn out. And then guess what? You try to sell your business, it's not going to sell. And then you're like, I'm 60. I'm 75 and I still working and I'm living paycheck out of paycheck. And I used to have a company, or I have a company, and I'm tired. I retired yesterday and your company is just going down. So think about the exit and then you strategize based on the exit. So this is again, the owner operator trap. You want to sell? You don't want to sell? Do you want to sell into a multiple? It's up to you, but I'm giving you the information today so you can think about the bigger picture. And where does it start? In the operations, in the key employees, and the strategy. Have somebody go to financial advisors too to start educating yourself. They don't ask you for 1 hour of your money. They don't ask you for money. They do it for free. They educate you for an hour for free.
Yep.
They'll be happy to do it. Get 5 of them and then start searching information for free, guys. I thought a long time ago when I was startup, oh, I can afford a financial advisor. Oh my God, I was so wrong because I asked him one time, one of them, how much do you charge per hour? He's like, nothing. It's free. I was like, oh my God. If I knew this long time ago, since I was like, years ago, when I started. So you start educating yourself because it takes time for you guys once you get there and you're like, I have so much money in cash, I need to invest it, but I don't know where to invest it. Once you get there, you will know where to put your money in. So take advantage of the free consultations
I kind of want to
from
add to that,
anybody.
Damaris.
Uh-huh.
Sorry to interrupt you. I kind of want to
Yeah.
add to that is it's it looks so simple in like that linear scale that you showed us, but in reality, from going to operator to manager and then having that mindset to actually want to invest in your company and realizing that hiring is so important and even outsourcing and partnerships and collaboration is so important to your growth that without that you can't get to the manager level or to the CEO level or to the investor level because like that understanding just comes from growing personally is what I
Yeah.
think
And
also.
I'm glad you mentioned it. It's not easy, guys. It's easy when you know your exit. Once you know your exit, you're like, okay, I think I'm gonna need a lawyer. I think I'm gonna need an accounting firm.
Yeah.
But the way I grew was going to networking events, talking to people, sitting down with them in a Zoom meeting, and then if it makes sense to me, I go to in-person meeting and say, hey, let's find some synergy because everybody wants to grow.
Yeah.
Let them talk, let them teach you what they do. And once you know what they're doing, you're like, oh, I have an idea now. I think if we both partner together, we can do X. And
Yeah, I
then you
love
keep
that.
going. Yeah.
I think that's kind of a great time. If you don't mind, Damaris, I would love to hear from everyone who is in a position to get on camera. Let's just go quickly through what we each do and how, like, is there some hidden thing that we do that people would benefit from knowing? In this, like you said, you didn't know that financial advisors would sit down with business owners for free and talk about that. So let's quickly go through the room. I'll just call on the people that I can see on camera. Eric, I know a little bit about what you do, but you go ahead and tell it because we hear from you almost every week, but go ahead and tell us a little bit about, and I know there's some intersections between what you and Damaris do, but tell us a little bit about what you do and what like thing you might offer to business owner.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. It's exactly what Damaris is talking about, helping businesses really fine tune and automate those things that should be automated. So they have systems that are predictable, reliable, that you can, as you mentioned, like have your things running and take a vacation. Self-managing organization, building that up, building the teams up, but a lot of AI processes to automate, including the things she's talking about with conversational AI and CRMs and follow-up and social media and all those different aspects. I think ultimately, it's looking at making sure if you're driving the value, your market position, do you have the financials dialed in, the documented systems and processes, standard operating procedures? Because if you're going to sell, what is it you're selling? Because if you
Yeah.
step out of the business, what's left? And making sure that in each of those things, and we actually have tools on the AI platform. I posted in, and I've shared every week a different tool on there that walk people through what I consider sort of a pathway to scale, where you're getting the strategic clarity, you're systematizing and reducing the risk, and then you can accelerate and start scaling your company to really dominate the market. And so much of that relates to financials and other things that you're talking about as well. But the bottom line is helping people reclaim their time and build a scalable business. That's exactly what I do as an AI business strategist, is look at where can we leverage AI. And when we train, and it doesn't have to be a small business. I mean, we finished a 6-week training with the Broadmoor recently. I know some of you are based in Colorado Springs, but I think most people are fearful of AI. It's like it's going to take that human relationship thing out of it, but it's actually the opposite. It can free up the time so you can spend more time. And we really approach the training and the AI systems we build from a human-centered place. So that's what we do. My information's in the chat. Would love to connect with people and just explore how we could support you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, Eric. And
Thanks.
Damaris, tell us like what is your offer or like what would you love for people to end today knowing about you and as we so much appreciate your presentation today.
I would say first, before I say that, take care of your time first, because if you don't have time, you won't be able to do the next step. And don't try to do like, oh, I have to do so much. Pick one thing at a time. 1 week working one thing, right? And make a list. So when you go networking or you're talking to people and you say, okay, I need AI customer service, I need marketing, I need branding, oh my God, I need all this stuff. But as you're meeting people, because you know what you need and what you want, you're going to start seeing opportunities. And guess what? I don't know if you believe in God or in the universe, but synchronicities. I'm talking from experience. Sometimes at the beginning, I was like in shock. Now I laugh. I was like
Yep.
laughing because I'm like, I know you're working with me. You're sending me everything I need, but because I know what I want. So make a list of things and don't overwhelm yourself. Go out there because money flows through people, not by you being in the desk all day by yourself.
Yes, very true.
Go and talk to people and you're going to start seeing opportunities and things are going to start placing themselves. And that's how you're going to start growing. So that's my best advice to you. And I have the last slide, the one, but I want
Okay,
to go
do your
through
last slide and then we'll go ahead to everybody else in our last 10 minutes or so.
So I talked about this already, and for the roll-ups.
Oh, with the roll-ups, right?
Yeah. So I want to talk to you about the roll-up really quick. So roll-ups, if you see the image on the left side, I don't know if it's your right, a bunch of companies at the bottom. Those are fragmented companies. When you consolidate all those fragmented companies, instead of being a small, medium businesses, you make it a big, large one. And large companies are rare. So the buyers can be insurance companies, public companies, private equity, family offices, I mean, name it. Those are big buyers. They're not going to look at the smaller companies. They will never look at smaller companies because the same amount of work and energy that requires to buy a small company is the same as buying a bigger company. So making a merger in a roll-up, it's basically making a bigger company and sell it to a higher multiple. I'll give you an example here. I'm doing a roll-up in home services and medical. So as you can see the table, number one, let's say that you're making $1 million in EBITDA, which is mean profits. So your valuation is 3x. So 3 times 1 million is 3 million, right? So the acquisition, let's say I buy the whole company at one price, but I'll give you the best example of how to do the roll-up here for all the parties. I buy 60%. 60% of that $3 million, it's 1.8 million. So you as an owner would be left with 1.2 million, owning 40% of your company, right? So once we go through the roll-up phase, if you see number 4, that 1.2 million dollars that you have retained in the roll-up is going to convert to 5.2. So 5.2 plus 1.8 I already gave you a value market. If you sell an individual company, that's 3 million. So I'm just buying 60%. That 40% converts to 5.2. So your exit will be $7 million. How is that possible? It's possible because of this slide. You grow, it's 3x. You operate, it's 10x. You scale, you're in the roll-up now, it's 18 times that EBITDA, the $1 million that we're talking about. That's how you multiply your money. And this is the 24x is the IPO. That's a public company, right? So I'm actually trying to find medical practices. If you guys have any medical practices of home services, even hospitals, chiropractors, home health, let the one know or let me know, because I'm giving a founder's fee, and that starts at the $25,000 plus. And if you know about the transaction already, like financial planners or other people, I'm giving a equity percentage at closing. That means that if that company closes at $7 million, you get a percentage of it. But you have to work through the transaction all alone. But if you just happen to know somebody, then easily phone number, a warm introduction, you gain money like 25,000 easily just like that. That's why I like roll-ups at exit, because everybody makes money. Everybody benefits, and it's a huge amount of money that you can exit with. But instead of closing your company, instead of not being sellable, you work step by step. Like I say, guys, make a list, go out there, talk to people, listen more than when you talk. Because when you sleep it over, you have a dream probably that you're like, I have an idea now. And things are gonna synchronize for you. It will, trust me, it will. I'm talking about experience now. So I do 20-minute free consultation. Take advantage of everybody who says free consultation, because you don't know what the experts know. Talk to them. Every single time that you spend that time with these people or anybody, you're gonna learn something and ideas are gonna start coming. Right?
Yeah.
So I do acquisitions, and because I do roll-ups, all these companies don't come to me 100% as I want them. So I have to work with them through all the operational and then educational part, so I can sell a business that they bring me at a better price. And I'm helping them, I'm helping myself, I'm helping people who bring the deals. So everybody wins. So do it one step at a time. Do one thing 1 week for 1 hour or two. Just do it and start doing something, but start doing something.
That's great advice. Thank you so much. We have a few more minutes left, so we'll go ahead and continue our little around the table so that everybody knows what each other offers, because this is networking. I mean, we're not all in a room together, but we're all in a Zoom room together, so we can network here and make connections. Ashleisha, you're the next person showing up on my screen. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, everyone. I'm Ashleisha. I'm a marketing and branding strategist, and I own my agency as well. It's called Intech Digital Solutions, and I'm based out of Colorado Springs. Damaris, I think I wanted to say to you that your presentation really resonated with me a lot on a personal level, because I felt like our business philosophy was very similar, and I really feel that, because when you were talking about branding, you're probably one of the 5 people that I've heard about talking about branding in that way. Because when I do branding strategists or branding strategies with people, it's very ROI based. And sometimes people think it's all about the aesthetics, and it is part of it, but it's not all of it. I think it's very, very ROI based. So this kind of fits into my model of how I do branding and marketing too. So that was really good to know. Thank you for all the information.
Yeah, awesome. Let's see. Next, I see Tana. Tana, you're muted and I don't see you, but if you can get on, great. Next up is
Hello.
going to be, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, it took a minute. I have my daughter who just fell asleep in my arms. So, I am Tana. I am a financial strategist. And typically, what I do with business owners is that I work with them and their financial advisors and all their tax people just to make sure that everyone's on the same page and making sure that they have like a holistic picture to make sure that they're getting what they need. Because a lot of times, you have several different professionals, and I can help that because we have a family office approach, or I can do it just by being that family office and be that advocate for that business owner or client.
Very good. And I know that Tana can help business owners with practical things like key man policies and things like that for protection. Okay, let's see. Benjamin, are you in a position to talk to us?
Yes.
Hi.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. And Damaris, thanks for including me. My first time here. For us, we're a digital marketing agency, and it's really interesting because I'm in the process right now of helping someone sell their law firm.
Mm.
And so we started, I think, Damaris, we may have talked about this when we
Yeah.
met. And so we started back in 2024. And so the whole process here and the whole goal, because we're talking about the sale, but we're on the part before that we even get there, which is we had to help lift them up and change what's going on in their business to be sellable. And so because they're, it wasn't there. And so now there's a consistent marketing machine, essentially, that a lead generation machine that we've developed and created, that's every single month, over and over and over. So now there's a tangible experience there. They have the staff, they have everybody that's already lined up. So the attorney essentially can walk away. Right. And
Yeah.
so, what happens in the legal industry a lot, I don't know if you guys are in it or not, but a lot of times the attorney, especially when it's a branded, or which we talked about before, the brand is about the firm, the attorney, whomever it is, the buyer will keep them on with 1% of ownership so that they can continue the brand, to continue to be there, so that they just don't walk away and leave it. And that's something that I think you're hitting on, is walking away and just dropping it and selling it, is then your whole business just fell apart. You can't do that. So for us, I think that's where we come in and help out probably in this process, is that we help, and we're very good at that, of getting folks to be ready and get set up. So we're probably the folks that you call 2 to 3 years before this is even happening.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Not the fire sale. We can do a fire sale and help out, but we prefer not to.
Yeah. Well, I love to hear your perspective from a marketing aspect, because as I've been talking more to Damaris about all of this, I really feel that marketing agencies are uniquely positioned for something like this. And Shalisha and I actually work quite a bit together, where I do the marketing aspect. So I come in and help people really get their operations and their foundation tight. And then she helps them with the brand and the marketing, and my operations helps them keep those promises that they've made to people. But I feel like some of these ideas are kind of our next step. So thank you for
Well,
coming on
if
and
I could
telling
just
us that.
jump in real quick, because you're really hitting a nerve there for what's going on in this experience, which is a potential buyer looked at that operation of the client that wants to sell,
Mhm.
and they're not in the same place. And so what has to happen essentially, and so this is probably, it would, if we knew each other 6 months ago, or even now, this might be a good opportunity, because that business that's trying to sell needs to come up to a different level.
Yes.
And so now maybe that's the combination going forward that I'm learning, that when we get into this situation 2.5, 3 years ago, we bring you in as well.
Yeah.
And so,
And that's kind of what
because
we're
that
seeing.
process takes a while.
Yeah, well, that's what we're seeing a lot, I think, and it's because of automations. When you introduce automations into a company and you got an influx of leads coming in, if you don't have those operations straight, then it makes Ashleisha's job a lot harder. So she's come to me and she said, I don't know that I want to work with anyone until you've talked to them.
Yeah, I
And I
think
mean,
I've
of course, I
straight
love to
up.
hear that.
Yeah, I think I've made that like my a core value of my business, that I'm not going to start marketing or ad spend for anybody until we have your operations in place, because it's caused so many issues for people before. And again, the brand promise is broken when that happens. So, yep.
Yeah, exactly. And that's reputation on the line. And here you put all this work in and you're very competent about what you know, but if your processes don't support the promise, then the onboarding is that moment of truth, I feel. Yeah, so thank you so much for commenting, Benjamin. I appreciate it, and thanks for being here. Okay, I gotta scroll down. For some reason my cursor's not working very well. Charlie, are you on? And you can want to come on and talk to us. And then next,
Yes.
hi.
Hi there. Damaris invited me. Thank you. Seems like a very enjoyable group. I excited to learn more about what you're doing and recognize a couple of names on here as well. So,
Oh, good.
yeah. So I'm recovering financial advisor, 17 years. Been all in on crypto for about 7 now. And I heard you guys talking about branding. I, did my own investment thing for, within crypto, but also launched a brand, actually a print and digital magazine all about crypto, which is being acquired right now which
Oh, very good.
I'm excited about. Yeah, but it came down to branding and our distinction in the marketplace. So we built something pretty special that apparently was attractive to another party. So
I love
um,
that. So that's the Damaris is
yeah, but I
bringing
mean,
along her example testimonials live. I love it.
Yeah, thank you guys for
yeah,
being here.
Okay, thank you
yeah,
so much.
and in my niche right now is just keeping crypto simple. Dr. Eric mentioned AI. The question I ask everyone is, do you think AI is going to impact the financial markets a lot? And we all know it's going that way, and the big banks are investing in that too. So I found a automated trading bot. I've been in the bot industry for about 4 years, and it's been phenomenal. It's set it, forget it, or you can be more hands-on. It's been a great offering and solution. Again, to give us time. All of us who do some trading on the side know how much time that takes. But if you can have AI step in and automate that for you, it's been very profitable and liquid. And it's been, yeah, a
That's
big
very
blessing
cool.
for a lot of
Very,
us.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. I would love to learn more about that. Connect and we can talk about it. Maybe we can interview you sometime to learn more about that.
Yeah, he's a good
Yeah.
person to
Oh,
talk to,
yeah. Your
though.
audience would love it.
Yeah. Okay, how about Connie? Connie, are you in a position to get on camera or just on mic and talk to us?
I am. Good afternoon. My name is
Hi.
Connie Williams. I'm a FINRA and SEC licensed financial advisor. Also have a SEPA designation. That SEPA designation is a certified exit planning associate. So not only do I have that certification, but I have bought and sold 6 of my own companies. Some of them grew from zero, and others we purchased and then later resold. So I have helped my clients with over 40 businesses that they have sold as well. So one of the things I bring to the table as a financial advisor, and thank you for plugging us, it is free to have a consult with a business advisor. I deal with all kinds of investing and dealing with the big financial picture for a business owner. So that includes not only, retirement plans for the business owner, but also retirement plans for the business as well. So a lot of those businesses that you're starting up, especially in Colorado, if you have 5 or more employees, you are required to have some kind of retirement plan. And I can put that together for you as well as get you set up for when you do sell your business. What's the next step? What's a tax sheltered investment opportunity that you can have with those funds moving forward? So happy to connect with any of you. If I can be of any assistance, I did put my link
Thank
and my
you.
phone number in there. So I wish you all the best. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. Thanks for joining and for your comments. How about Corey? Corey Schmaltz. And then G will be next, and Jennifer after. And then Kara. So who did I just say? G? Okay. How about Jennifer?
Okay. Let's see if I get the mute button to work. Is it working?
Oh, okay. Yep, that works. Hi, Corey.
Hello. Right. So general overall, so basically I'm a master of scalable secure systems in self-healing automations. So I run a AI automation agency business, and I build automations and infrastructures for sovereign regulated industries. So medtech, fintech, and law firms. So all those businesses are looking to integrate AI into their business and still be compliant and having that infrastructure to ensure that not only their PII, PHI, sensitive data and information is being protected, but also looking in as the topic that we were discussing for integrating those systems and operations and being able to scale relatively agentically or with less headache and identify those pain points that businesses and stuff are experiencing now and ensure that along that path that they are staying compliant and well, it's an ongoing effort, but in ensuring that they are being top of mind and taking care of their clients as well.
Well, good. Well, thank you so much. Jennifer Cohen.
Hello. Hi. Yeah.
Hi.
I am a trainer and coach of motivational interviewing, which is a therapeutic method of helping people change and grow and work through ambivalence. So I have been spending the last decades being a solopreneur and sort of transitioning more into the business side of things after feeling pretty confident in my skills. So a lot of this information is really inspiring, really helpful, great suggestions, and I'm sort of the fly on the wall today.
And it kind of makes you just start opening your mind and thinking about possibilities and who to partner with and talk to. And yeah, I love that. I love when I attend meetings like this. So I feel privileged to be able to offer something like this. So thank you so much for joining us, Jennifer. Let's see, Tanya Reed.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
That's good. I was just about to come off because I had another meeting, but just to tell you a little about myself, my name is Tanya. I am the founder and CEO of Marja Capital, and I do global finance in terms of being a capital advisor for clients. I'm also a mortgage agent in Toronto. And so I help clients that are seeking equity and debt funding up to $3 billion, and well, even higher than that. But preferably it is if it's 5 million and up or 100 million and up in terms of institutional financing.
Okay, well, great. Thank you so much for sharing that. I encourage everybody to put their contact information in the chat, and that'll be a way for us. We do record, so that'll be a way for us to still have everybody's information. And Business Connect is the sponsor for these Thursday Lunch and Learns. We do this every Thursday at noon, and we ask you to grab your lunch and learn something with us. Does anybody have handy what next week's topic is? I had it up here a second ago. Oh, maybe I do. Staying relevant as markets shift. So that's always a good topic because things are shifting and AI is really a big part of that. So we want our businesses to stay relevant. So we hope you guys grab your lunch next Thursday at noon, and you can join our Business Connect meetup, and that's where you'll see all of our meetings. We have in-person meetings in Colorado, and we have Zoom meetings about various topics. But this Thursday Lunch and Learn is always a place for us to just have a conversation like this and learn something new. So thank you for spending your week with us, and we hope to see you next week.
Thank you, Dewan.
Thank you very
I just
much.
posted some framework. It's a document that they can read and then follow based on today's presentation.
That would be fantastic. I can put a link to that inside of Meetup. And again, that meetup is called Business Connect. It's that simple. And you'll see us there and you'll see all of our events. And that's how you'll know about next Thursdays and get a link to Damaris's giveaway. So thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Dewan.
everyone.
Have a great
Great
week.
presentation.
See you next Thursday.
Yeah.